Welcome back to the Poor Investor, and today I am running solo. So why am I here today? And of course you see the title. I'm really sorry, Chia. I apologize. I take everything that I've said about your project and the way you handle things, especially on the Discord. Me being banned from the Discord was my own doing for pointing out the obvious. I am so sorry for ever jumping on this project. I am. I truly am. So today I want to go over all the details, exactly what happened, how it happened, and I don't think I'm alone on this anymore. Of course, I had a few individuals on this channel, BW Free, Mr. Chia Plot himself, expressed their heavy concern about selling the pre-farm. And this is not new. And for anyone that's here that's going to debate this and say, well, they're selling the pre-farm to keep the lights on, I don't find that on the white paper. I really don't. And also, on top of all that, it has been stated by Bram himself that these pre-farms will never be sold. Never. Loaned out, yes. But being sold? Nah, not so much. But anyway, let's not dive too deep into the white paper, because obviously that has no relevance in today's world anymore. Because if you're going to keep on revising something, why even bother having it? Right? I mean, it's pretty obvious that you're basically writing things and then changing it and adjusting it to however fits your narrative. So obviously, whatever you write today may not even be relevant tomorrow, which is the case now with Chia. So let's go over some of the details as far as what is going on, guys. What is going on? You have 23 EIBs. I don't know what to make of it, really. But more importantly, your notes have dropped down to 70,000. And of course, people are still going to come here and say, why are you fudding Chia? Come on, man. I've been doing this for 3 years now. I believe I earned the right to FUD Chia at this point. Crypto bubble. I used to have to select 100 to 200. It was within this range. But of course, now that has no longer relevant in far as ranking. It's dropped down tremendously. I believe the last time that I recall that actually had any type of significant ranking was in the 150 range. Look at this, 221. Can you find the irrelevant coin? There it goes, up 1.6%. But what is today's price? You're going to argue that. Well, today's price is reflected on not selling any of the pre-farm. Pre-farm has irrelevance to how it's driving down the price of XCH. Please, if you're able to explain that one to me, and I agree, then, and only then, would I turn around 180 and say, Chia is the best thing that ever happened to me. But in all honesty, about 4 months ago, right before the halving, prices were pumping. Everyone was getting excited. Gene himself even said to me, like, oh, eat your words, poor investor. Look at the price now. I'm looking at it 4 months later. And aren't you glad I told you to sell at 40 and not at 18? Just saying, guys. Just saying. How much more can you actually hold off? But there's someone you're going to come back and say, well, look at the long term. What long term? What significance has there been with the project? Buying handbags. I mean, we can check it out. We can definitely check it out. Chia.net, right? All right, let's go. Chia.net. Let's see what their industry. Yeah, what is this? All right. Driving scalable climate action. Let's check that one out first. Okay. Anyway. Luxury bags, guys. You want to buy used handbags? Make sure you use XCH to validate the legitimacy of your second-hand handbags. Now, let me just kind of backtrack on. If you're into luxury brand goods and you have to buy it secondhand, there's a problem there. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't or can't buy secondhand luxury bags, but that kind of defeats the whole purpose, isn't it? My thinking, my logical thinking is if you can afford these luxury brands, you're probably going to want them brand new. You probably won't care too much about the secondhand. And if you are buying secondhand, great for you. Like you're saving cost and all that, but how big of a market is this really? So I'm just putting that out there to be honest. Like who wants to invest in that? Anyway, Chia has had a lot of funding in the really beginning of this project. 4 years ago, possibly even longer. Their rounds of seed fundings was nothing short of, it was definitely significant. And they built an entire team, 80, maybe 70, 80 plus strong, or even more. Because remember, they did have a layoff of plus 26 and more or less. And I'm pretty sure during that time, people have come and go. So it's kind of hard to say what their current employment rate is at right now. But a lot of the key players at the time during the initial launch of the project is no longer with Chia. I mean, these were hardcore Chia fanatics. I mean, you had like JM, and now he's talking about GPUs and doing local machine language AI, on X, talking about that and not Chia anymore. Like, what's going on with that? I actually had Efficient on here at one time, and he was talking about NFTs and building out this game platform because he came from the gaming industry. Haven't heard a word from him since. But now, recently, you just got a special video from Digital Spaceport, and he's talking about the downfall of Chia. Now, maybe I'm wording that in my own ways, but that's how I saw the video. It wasn't propping it up like, I'm so profitable and you should get into Chia. No, definitely not. The price is dropping. And the price is dropping for good reasons. Now, let me tell you this. We can argue and say, well, their long-term goal is IPO. How much long-term does it need to take for a company to go IPO? 3, 4, 10, 8? I don't know. How many years? You tell me. Because at this point in time, it gets a little finicky because now they sold the pre-farm, which they said that they would never sell. So you're selling it. Who's buying it? And how does that not drive the price lower? It just baffles the mind. So I want to kind of share with you right now some of the other things that kind of got me really, really in an interesting situation. Now, here is Mad Max's Discord. And, some individuals here have pointed out that, Poor Investor was banned from the Chia Discord. Now, I am baffled on the reason why. But let me show you guys really quick here why that is. So apparently yesterday I was banned from, I think it was a day before yesterday, I was banned from the Chia Discord. And the reason was that I commented to a particular post in the IPO section of Chia's off topic that I said, this is so off topic that it had nothing to do with the IPO. And I have Hungry Hippos saying that I was right, that the entire conversation before was completely off topic. It had nothing to do with the IPO or market price or whatever it was. Because that's the only channel that I actually mostly pay attention to. And it has the most heat in right now. And also, let me remind you, if you do not agree with the Gene Hoffman, you're probably going to be put on a shit list. And then from that point on, any other comments that you make or say that is not in agreement with the cult that is there, you're probably going to get banned or muted or something along those lines also. Now, I do not plan on going back ever. And these guys, when they hear this, they'll probably be really excited. So I'll leave it at that. Now, someone also pointed out that I've been harding Chia. I have. And this is not even anything to like say I'm so negative. How can this be any negative when people actually green-hearted me back on the forum? Well, the Reason I got banned, I will never know the final reason. Maybe the person that is in charge of this moderating this forum or this room has a power trip, which I'm fine with also. I can really care less at this point because I do not see in the foreseeable future Chia is heading anywhere. Now, I also have been told by the same cult that because of me and my videos that people have been turning away from Chia. Now, if that's the case, I feel honored. I I feel like a superhero saving people's lives and time and money. Amazing, isn't it? Now, but don't get me wrong. There are other Chia YouTubers, well, maybe not that many, but there are other YouTubers that are 10, 20 times larger than my channel that has been trying to promote XCH or Chia themselves. What happened with that? Why, how did I, the smallest channel of all, was able to convince so many not to jump on Chia, and I was the reason for the downfall of the price? You have to be kidding me. Have to be kidding me. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give an update on how petty, how childish the Chia community, the Chia cult community really is. So, with that being said, a lot of my drives, a lot of my drives are still sitting here, but my farmer and my harvester are totally offline. Until then, I mean, summer is crazy hot. We are in a heat wave right now. Electricity costs is through the roof in New York City. That's where I'm based out of. And of course, that prevents me from doing a lot of different things. And Chia is not that profitable anymore, in my opinion, not only because of the price of the coin, but it's not green, guys. You know, you're talking to people on Reddit or Discord or wherever it is, talking about buying tons and tons of GPUs. Now, I say tons, I'm exaggerating. Quad GPUs, dual GPUs, 4090s, because it's more efficient. How is that practical? Guys, save that money. And even if you said you want to invest in Chia because you believe there's a future and you just want to buy the coin, oh, by all means, I think it's a perfect time. I think it's a perfect time. But let me remind you, I'm not suggesting to go buy at $18 because I only foresee that it's going to go even lower to the point where every month when Chia decides to sell their pre-farm to make some money to pay their employees or pocket themselves, like the big bosses, they're going to have to sell more and the price is going to drive down even further. Can I prove all that? No, I can't. But can they prove any of that? No, they can't either. So, take all of this into consideration, what they have done from then, like from when they mainnet to start. Bram has probably been nowhere to be seen or heard from recently, and I really don't know. I mean, I don't go on X as much, but I really don't know where he stands on all this, especially where he was really vocal, very vivid about not selling pre-farms. And here we are now, 3 going on 4 years, pre-farms are being sold every month. And I believe 50,000 every month. And of course, that price would be lower and lower as they're trying to do what with it, right? One going IPO, but let me remind you guys, a company going IPO that's not profitable, why would you even buy the stock for a company that you have no idea what it is that they're trying to accomplish? They claim to have all these clients lined up to make all this money, but then why are you selling the pre-farm? It just doesn't make sense, guys. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, thank you for being here, watching this video, even though you're the guys who probably don't like anything I say or do or have said about Chia in the past. And a lot of you have voiced that concern in my comments on Discord, on Reddit, and any other forums that you feel like I'm not the right person to promote Chia. Trust me, I was never here to promote Chia. I got into Chia as an option for my own interest, and I started doing videos about it. So if you want to take it however you want, but just remind you, anything that I've said here today, it's all based on my opinion and my experiences. Now, you can take that however you have. And some of you have taken my point of view and understood where I was coming from, because remember, we were the small farmers. We didn't have petabytes of hard drives farming XCH. So that whole talk about don't invest any equipment to farm XCH or Chia is full of shit, in my honest opinion, because otherwise all of us would not have been, and they wouldn't have been so glorious with these 100,000 nodes across the world. Give me a break. Give me a break. Anyway, I want to thank you guys. Please remember to hit that like, comment, subscribe, because I'll be making more videos about this. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.